Good morning, Kreuzer. Welcome back, Boridar. Welcome back to my channel. Um, as you can see, my account suspension has been lifted. It has been shortened to 2 days. I will go into a little bit of detail as to what happened and why and how I feel about that in just a moment. So I'm afraid this video is largely going to be a bit of talking from me. I'll do a few random little bits going along as I am talking. So firstly, I do want to say a big thank you for all of the messages of support that I received. They really were appreciated, guys. Thank you very much. It's been an interesting few days. So we're going to talk. Well, I'm going to talk about those few days in just a second. I will say this: there are 3 accounts I think that need to be discussed. Mine, Gromazika's, and Juxtaposed Camels, because I think with all of them there are questions that should be asked. And I'll come to that in a second. Well, let's start with my account. So the reason for my suspension was given as I had posted a video explaining how to exploit their mistake, and I maintain it is their mistake, their issue. My counterpoint to that would be that actually I did do a video explaining what had happened for the community. As most of you who follow my channel know, that I do like to keep people informed of what's going on. And I posted it after the event was over, so the issue was no longer there to be exploited. I made sure of that. I wasn't going to post it whilst it could be exploited, because I didn't want it to be exploited. That's how I did it. I was very, very careful with that. So I'm not actually sure how they are arguing that I broke their rules, and I have emailed them back and said that. I'm pleased to say that they're not saying I exploited it to improve my score, which is good, because I didn't. They're just saying that I should never have shared information about their mistake, which I do. As I say, I shared it after the event was over. They have 5 months before the red event comes around again, presumably, and if they can't fix it in that time, then what can you do? That's just ridiculous. Anyway, there we go. So that's why I'm not particularly happy about my suspension, and I have emailed them to that effect. I've only missed out on 2 days, but it's 2 days. It's quite a lot of Path of Valor. I've missed out on a couple of items on the rare quests and everything else. That's their decision. I have challenged it, and I'll see what happens with it. Which then brings me on to the other 2 players that have lost out. Now, I'm just going to pause here and collect at least my special hero training camps and see who we get. Brad. And Tila. Rubbish. So then we got Gromazika. Well, now, Gromazika. Now, obviously, I did a video. The video, in fact, which got me suspended was the one where I apologised to Gromazika for accusing him of cheating. In my view, it is still very much the case that he didn't cheat. He found a way of scoring more within the rules of the game. The rules of the damage are set by Small Giant. They're not set by him. He didn't hack the game. He didn't download some dodgy patch. He found a way to improve his score, and he used it. Now, I know there are some players who have said, well, he must have known it was wrong. He shouldn't have done it. He must have had knowledge of it. My personal feeling, and again, this is only my personal feeling, is that if I was fairly new to the game, and the game is already, you tend to see the same players in the leaderboards and whatever else, and I found a way to score big, which wasn't cheating. Well, not in in the sense that I haven't had to download a patch, I haven't had to cheat, I haven't had to get an infinite gems, infinite coins hack, or any of these other hacks you can potentially find dodgily on the internet. But I found a way to really boost my event score. I don't know that I would have the moral. I don't know. Moral makes that a word. I would certainly be very, very tempted to use that. And I'm not sure how many people can honestly say, should honestly be able to put their hands up and say, well, I wouldn't. If you found a way to score big without doing anything apparently wrong, would you not do it? So I stand by my apology to Gromazika. I don't think, he found an issue, their issue, it's not a glitch, it's not a mistake, it's just a scoring concern that they hadn't actually considered. And he used it. I mean, how many of us can honestly say if we had an opportunity to win a challenge event, especially when we're fairly new to the game, we wouldn't at least be tempted to do it? That's my opinion there. So I don't think... So I'm not... I do feel very sorry for Gromazika, who's also been suspended. And then lastly, you've got Juxtaposed Camel. Now, it's no secret that Camel is a friend of mine for players in the community. We are obviously in the same alliance. He is the alliance leader. He is also very well known for winning challenge events. He has a record of winning challenge events. He's been legendary winner on several of the challenge events. I think he's won the last 2 mercenary events. Now, in this particular event, at the time that Gromazika suddenly appeared at the top of the table, Camel was... Well, he was second before that, and then he dropped to third. Now, like most of us in the community, we sent emails to Small Giant saying, well, you know, something weird is going on here, what's happening, this doesn't seem right, etc., etc. It became apparent that it wasn't that Gromazika had hacked and cheated, which, as I say, that's why I did the apology video. Rather, he'd found a scoring issue that he could use, and it was, as I maintain, Small Giant's issue, not one he created, he just found it. So various emails were sent to Small Giant asking them what they were going to do, and because it was the weekend, nothing happened. Now, Camel, rightly or wrongly, he felt that the issues that were not being addressed was that somebody was going to win a challenge event, which he would have been much more likely to win anyway. Now, obviously, I don't know if he would have beaten Starling, because the two of them were in a very close race. But, you know, in any normal circumstances, I can say with great confidence he would have beaten Gromazika. Now, with no reply from support and whatever else, Camel took matters into his own hands to boost his score. So make sure that the event actually had somebody at the top who would, in most players' opinion, normally be one of the players who would be at the top. And it's a really... that's a tough issue. I don't feel... I completely understand his reasoning. However you view it, I don't think anybody can say that there's no logic to his argument there. Of course, you know, if you are one of the players who is very likely to win the challenge event, and you know, Camel's got a record here of winning challenge events, I think I would be insanely frustrated to find that somebody had found an issue to boost their score, and then, you know, being aware of that issue, well, would you not want to exploit it, given that you are the player who would normally have won? Is that, or at least, you know, normally come first or second? Camel was almost certainly looking at first or second. So I don't agree with the decision there either. I think, you know, Camel's actions were based on a feeling of injustice to himself that he was trying to correct. And I think he was right to feel that there was injustice there. I mean, a lot of us were obviously felt a great deal of injustice about Gromazika and his very high score. Now, as I said, I apologise to him because I do understand the way he got it now. But I also don't see how Camel trying to resolve the issue in his own way, because there was no, you know, support didn't respond. What else he should have done in those circumstances? I mean, personally, I'm a little surprised more players didn't take the matters into their own hands. But I don't think Camel deserves a suspension, because what else was he supposed to do in the circumstances? He'd put a lot of effort into a very, very high score on the challenge event, only to feel that he was being robbed and nothing was being done about it. So there we are. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm glad to be back on the channel, assuming I don't get suspended again for posting this video. But there are issues here. I'm not sure what to say and what to think about them, really, beyond this. Obviously, I've voiced my opinion. Thank you very much for all the support messages that I received during the time I was suspended. And I will continue to actively support people who have sort of said, you know, we should unsuspend Gromazika and Camel. So anyway, there we go. That's that. As I said, that's my 2 cents. So I'm sorry that's it's been a bit of a different couple of videos over the last couple of days. Thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe on the videos. Yeah, interesting times. Anyway, may death come swiftly to your enemies. This is Farmer Ben wishing everyone all the best. Take care.